Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the 13th Fleet After Action Report. I want to thank you for joining us tonight. We've got a really fun show lined out for you here, so I am looking forward to sharing that with you. But I do want to start off by reminding you that we are brought to you by Admiral Tater Ship Shop. If you are looking for some fantastic accessories for your Armada game, this is the place to go. Especially just got a new set of not terrain markers, but obstacles that are fantastic. He sold out when he brought them to Adepticon. Fantastic stuff. You definitely want to check it out. I want to thank you again for joining us tonight. We're going to be talking about a few things tonight, not just Adepticon. We also have the contest to address, so we'll get to that here in a moment. But I do want to let you know about the schedule for the week. Because I have an awkward work schedule this week, there will not be Thursday Night Armada this week. I apologize for that. I know it's been a little while since we've had that, but we will be getting that back on just as soon as my schedule balances back out. Should be next week that we have that, so won't be a problem there. With that, we are just going to go ahead and transition into the fun stuff here. We have our regular crew here. We've got Garrett, who was there at Adepticon with me. We've got Reuben, who was not able to make it this year. And Nick was not able to make it again this year either. But they do definitely have some insight on how the game is played and how my poor performance would probably be attributed to the fact that, well, I need to play more. So how you guys doing tonight? I feel like I probably should have skipped the team event because I feel like I brought my team down and I would have gotten home a lot earlier. But I do want to. I do want to thank my teammates, Mars and Aaron, and I think it was Roy from South Carolina. I am horrible with names, so I'm don't take it personally. I have the memory of a goldfish, guys, okay? Yes, it was fantastic. Absolutely loved that. Yeah. Give me just a second, because I am not getting my chat box coming up, so
check the audio before
that probably would have been a really good thing to open up, because they definitely heard me and not all of your welcomes. But then again, we didn't say much, so it's all good. I was so focused on getting things transitioned that I messed up on that. So that is my bad, most definitely. Anyway, let me see if I can find another way. Garrett, what can you tell us about the winner?
About Jason. So he's been playing Armada for like 8 or 9 years. He was the 2023 on stream with Malador when they mutually tabled each other, and because when you have a mutual tabling, the second player gets the 6, and that was James from the UK, and that's why he won Worlds in 2023, and Jason had to get second because he got 5 points. He's from Houston, Texas. Bonkers good player. He's been playing double ISDs for like 8 years, and his build, we might talk about it later for sure, and maybe more and more podcasts. But like his ISDs can turn like CR90s with Jerry and take evasive action, and they also shoot like ISDs because they are ISDs. And his use of Chimera, swapping out titles as he needs them for fleet commands, is so well executed. And the way he deploys his ships is always a show, because he'll put both his large base ISDs in the deployment zone, sometimes like facing each other, like parallel to the edge of the map, or like next to each other, like this, facing two different directions, in the corner of the map. And then he's able to move out of those positions with Jerry and take evasive action and land everything exactly where you need him to like take advantage of stuff like hyperspace migration. It's always like, it's like watching a show. But like, huge shout out, because we're Kentucky. Our man Ryan Becker, Ice Becker, was at top table and was playing Jason. And had he won that game, he would be world champion. But instead, this put him down to third place. So Ryan is the best Rebel player on the planet now with his Radis list. And then Damon, our close local from Ohio, who we play with often, got second place. And he's the undisputed best CIS player on the planet now, awesome, overtaking Nick Larson from last year. So much, listen, there's so much stuff to talk about. But yeah, Jason's amazing. Jay Palmy online. I think he said after he won, they asked him what he's going to do. He's like, I'm going to go see my kid. So he said he's going to retire from Armada now that he made it to the top. So that's a pretty good decade run. Achieved the pinnacle and is like stepping out now. So, man,
if you haven't watched his double Onager play at 2023 top table, it's a class. Like, watch that man fly larges. He is so good. It's inspiring to watch, and this list is so unified in its purpose and task. It's beautiful. It's beautiful list writing. Excellent fly. I was absolutely pleased to be able to shake his hand at 2023 after that game, because he's an inspiring player to watch. Him and Real Beer, so excellent players.
Yeah.
And I believe this is Damon that just chimed in, reclaimed the throne from 2023, but yeah, Jason kicked my teeth in a bit.
Yeah, you can watch Damon play Jason on stream, and that game was wild too. When the Chimera and Damon's Providence like locked teeth mid-table. Oh my gosh, the dice rolls, every single one of them was nuts. And then Jason managed to jump with Jerry and TEA and was able to jump over the Providence and escape on like 2 hull left. Oh my gosh. That game was decided by like I want to say victory token points, because they were playing hyperspace migration again. And wow, totally. Like, if you want to see how to play like double large CIS and double large Empire, watch that game. It's so good. And then what was another thing that really happened there? Damon's Vultures, the red non-bomber. Man, I don't think he got a single damage in from him because of PDICs and stuff. It's so hard to land damage with them, so they didn't help at all.
That's like when I was playing Evan in the team event, and by this point my brain is mush, and I'm throwing these red dice from Vultures because he doesn't have any squads, and I'm trying to get this last point of damage in on an Architans, and I keep on rolling crits, and I'm thinking, yes! Wait, what the hell am I thinking?
Nope. And it's nuts, because had like 2 of those Vultures hit, it would have made such a huge difference, shields and hull value wise, on the back of that Chimera, when Patriot's Fist finally got to take a shot at it again. Same with the Providence, because the Providence had a double from the rear and side, and he just couldn't finish it off. I was like gnawing my fingers off.
Well, he said
to get the damage in.
He said the Vultures made up for it in round 2. 4 Vultures did 5 damage to kill a Hammerhead.
I'm glad. I'm glad he got the revenge. I wish we could have filmed this round 2, because he had a hell of a game.
Yeah, see, I was
got a 10-1 on one of them.
I was so focused on my own games that I did not get the opportunity to really see what was being at the table. But on the way back from Milwaukee, I was listening to the command stack, and there was one question I had just based on the conversation that you had there, and that was, did we see a lot of farming fleets in the top 8?
Yeah, Jason's fleet, the double ISD, is a farming fleet. It
Okay.
has fire lanes and hyperspace migration. And hyperspace migration, the way he flies it, is a farming fleet. He scores 80 points on round 1. Round 2 when he collects his tokens. And that's like enough to get a 7. So if nothing else happens at battle and nothing else dies, it secures him a 7 win just from farming the whales once. And the way he flies it, he's going to keep farming them. So that was a farming fleet. Angry Ewok's fleet has Intel Sweep. That's kind of a farming fleet in a way that he'll grab the 75 points and then fly off and not risk losing anything else. Gives him a 7. Let's see here. I'm trying to remember what Nicholas's fleet was with his Radis. Radis is not farming, and then I don't think Reese's was farming either because it was just the Onager. But yeah, but in the day 2, there's lots of farming fleets, right? So it just depends on how the game is going to progress and who you face and like which objective is going to get finished. There was not a lot of sit and farm that I saw.
Yeah.
Not a lot of abandoned mining facility fleets. I do know that in day 2 we had Excalibur Sam Wang, I think, and he has a double interdictor fleet, right? And its plan is to get points because it doesn't kill as good, right? Because it's he has a small squad ball and then 2 interdictors that hit really hard. So his general idea is to get points off objectives, right? That's how he's going to win big.
Now, did we see a lot of MSU?
Yeah. So Angry Ewok's fleet. This is it's hard to look. So day 2, there's a lot of MSU.
Yeah.
On day 3, though, Jaka J6 fleet, Akbar MSU, Angry Ewoks is technically MSU. And then other than that, Jason's fleet was double large. Damon's fleet, double large. Brian's fleet, double large Radis. Colin's fleet is a Sloan Kuat Quasar. And then the other Radis fleet is MC80, MC75 double large. And that's Home 1 IF Radis. And then Reese is the Onager and Victory 2. Victory 2. There was we had like 2 Victory 2s on stream on day 2, which was wild.
Well, Damon said
they were pretty good, like in the tournament. Those like little bits of points like really helped.
And Damon commented, I loved Moralo innovation of taking surprise attack instead of targeting beacons, but man, I never want to see it across the table.
Yeah, right.
Surprise attack with Moralo, interesting.
Yeah.
I think, so I play, if I'm going to go to an event with the intent to win, I also farm. And the development of what's occurring when you really look at these lists, my assessment of how these lists are developing is that we started with Starhawk, and Starhawk was all about not really engaging and using the VCX to manipulate the tokens to just farm to win. And now people who, farmers like me, we're moving to the point where we can go, okay, we only need to get 80-ish points to 100 points to force you to engage our fleet that is designed to crack ships, and then we will push a very large differential score by killing you. And if you don't come in and engage us, we're still going to get a 7 or an 8 just by getting the points. Because if you don't want to play the ball game with us, okay, I'm going to the next round with an 8. Bye. Whereas my brick fleet from last year didn't have the speed in its inherent design. It was 2 speed, 2 ships to execute that strategy, right? So that's what I'm thinking about now after seeing how this mentality of play has developed.
Now, I know we saw some SSDs there, but I don't know. Did any make day 2?
Yeah. Trying to look it up real fast. Hold on.
Sure.
I think so. I could be wrong. Am I wrong? Did he not make day 2?
I'm also trying to find information.
Daniel Allen. Daniel Allen's assault prototype made it day 2, and he finished. And it was an SSD with only Captain Jonas as the only squad,
that's hilarious.
Which is a pretty good inclusion. Get that accuracy. He finished 29th on day 2.
That's
playing. He played. He had to play. His 2 losses were against the 2 guys who made it to.
He made day 3.
Day 3, yeah. Colin.
What was his strength of schedule?
5.56.
5.56. That's okay. So, for people who don't know, strength of schedule combines. It's a score that rates how difficult the people you played were, and it's calculated by their end ranking in the tournament. So, like a 5.56 is very high.
What was my strength of schedule?
On day 1? Let me look.
Yeah, because I didn't make day 2. No.
Chris. Somebody Chris's. Hold on. My Chris. Ernest, right?
Cottrell. Should be down at the bottom of the list.
4.88.
Okay. It's
about middle. It's about middle.
That's about middle, yeah.
But your opponents, he played Mac.
Whose dice were just absolutely on fire. I mean,
yeah, he played Adam Momsen, and he played Josiah Nelson. And Christopher Dyson. All players I've heard of. I think Christopher is the guy. He had an Agate 75. Yep. With a huge squad ball. So.
And yet if I'm remembering correctly, he is the guy that I had the 58-28 loss to.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, because the only thing that really mattered was the VIP. I could not take down his Providence, I think it was a Providence, quick enough to get that off there. He got one of my vultures and the VIP, and that was it. That's
again, the VIP. It's farming. It's a small farm because it's 50 points, but 50 points is 50 points.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, when your breakpoint's 74, 50 points matters a ton.
Yeah, I learned a lot. I'll be perfectly honest. I have not devoted nearly enough time to the game to really be on the level that I thought I was, and that's I am ashamed to admit it. So
what you're saying is you want us to go harder on you on Thursdays?
Oh, sure. Whip my butt. I mean, Reuben already does it. You just need to get back on his level.
So
I'll crank it back up.
Tournament list, yeah.
No, I need to find a list that suits me. I do know that the TF list was not something that I was equipped to fly. I don't know exactly where the disconnect between me and the list existed, but I can say that especially against MSU, I had a hard time really locking the targets down to get what I needed.
MSU excels at getting out of target range.
Yeah.
And your whole list relies on getting 2 or 3 of your hard cells and your Patriot's Fist to shoot at the same target on the same turn.
Yeah.
And MSU can jump away out of the range of it.
Yeah.
And because there's so many activations back and forth, they can avoid getting caught in your trap.
Yeah, and that's essentially what happened. I feel like I need to get back to my Imperials there. And I mean, I didn't bring anything else with me, so I had to play that for the team event as well, and I was just continually getting spanked. Of course,
there was only one TF fleet that made it to day 2. And it wasn't even a MSU hard cell one. It was a Providence and 2 Recusents.
And see, now I'm going to make the admission that makes me look really, really stupid, but I'm going to throw it out there just to be fair to everybody. I have always been a hands-on learner, and so that's how I learned the game. but
Yeah.
I have never actually sat down and read the rule book. So there are a lot of technicalities that would exist in there that now that I have gotten comfortable, I need to do that.
Yeah.
No,
Armada really-
I have not flown a Superstar Destroyer list. I don't think that's for me either. I honestly, I mean, if I did fly an SSD list, it would have to be a Gergerod list.
Yeah.
But I don't. No, I don't want all my eggs in one basket. That's part of the thing that I was complaining about when I was running this particular Separatist list, is that it felt like it was one note. And I don't do well with one note. I have to have a variety of things that can help threaten, and that's not what I was getting out of this, because no one piece really threatened on its own. Even though I was running Patriot's Fist, that does get a high degree of threatening. And Damon wants to try TF with new slicers. I think it could really help get raid onto targets for the
Yes.
HCs and PF to use.
Yes, Damon, please do it. I've been so excited about Transport TF with slicers.
And so, Chris, you did better than I did at my first world. Okay, so like, don't beat yourself up too much.
Well, I felt really what kept me from feeling absolutely hideous at the end of the day was that I did win my last matchup, and even the game against Mac, I did not realize who he was, so that I feel bad about now. But even in that game, I didn't really feel bad about the way that I flew, because I really felt like I had him on target. The problem was his dice were so damn hot, I never got shots off. He killed me before I could get shots off. I've got a picture up on the Facebook page of what the dice were that he was throwing, and it was just insane. I mean, the whole game. He apologized to me for his dice.
I mean, sometimes dice are just hot. We had that thing on stream. The people rolling most reds were it was just double after double after double. It was wild.
I want to know. So I didn't get to, I wasn't there, so I didn't get to see a lot. But I've been really busy this past month with a lot of non-Armada stuff. So I'm really disappointed that I didn't get to see a lot with all these changes, all the new excitement that's in the air with Armada. What were some of these like off-the-wall upgrades and lists that we weren't expecting?
Not expecting. I don't know if we can say not expecting.
Yeah, well, that's hard to say, I guess. But
home one, MC80 was popular. Okay, including made the top of day 3, and then of course Patrick's home one Radis too, right? P-Dupe. Let me try and screen through day 2 here.
Top
See what else I can
Rebel
find.
lists, Nick, were generally kind of what you expect. There was an Akbar list that was a MC30 and Assault Frigate with about 100-ish squads, YT-2400 Jan. I've flown a fleet similar to that. That was the Polish player. Jacek, I think, is his first name. We had the biggest innovation in the Rebel sphere is that we saw a lot more Radis, and the Radis was Overlord Pulse. Ryan was doing double 75 with Overlord Pulse, so like a riff on his same combo. Patrick moved away from his CR90 start with the 75 drop and 100-ish squads to 2-ship, which he had flown before at an event in like California or something. So it was an iteration on that style list. Black Admiral didn't play Riken, which was shocking to me. Like the Polish Armada tends to play a lot of Riken and Kraken in it. So what we didn't see this year that we saw last year out of Rebel play was no Riken really and no Kraken. So like those 4 CR90 134 rogue balls wasn't really played. So like the European Rebel community wasn't as attending the event this year because of the costs associated with coming, because there weren't paid there wasn't paid.
There wasn't the tickets.
Yeah.
Places,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You guys are going to have to forgive me because I am the only one that can see the stream chat, so I'm relaying it to the rest of the group.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Damon said Daniel had a really interesting RLB Radis. I saw a couple of OLP or Shriv Radis.
Yeah, Shriv was big.
Yeah, I'm
I
looking at
flew
the
that
top
Shriv.
8 right now.
That Shriv Radis that I flew for a month was pretty fucking devastating. So I get why people were flying it.
I don't think I ever got to fly against your Radis, which I'm kind of glad because I probably would have cried.
Well, the combo of shriving off some of these ECMs when you have a home 1 MCA to give you accuracies is so good.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
I wanted
so
to,
nasty.
Matt Moncrief from Utah, he had Mei Lee, the Skurg ace who went down 21 points, and his list was real good. That was an interesting addition, like nobody used to fly, right? Let's see here.
Truthy had a trench squads with a vet captain. DTT was everywhere, although that's not super exciting. But I found that I like DTTs. That's one thing that I pull from my list that I think, that I like DTTs.
That's the big thing we talked about in our Turbo Laser episode was that like LTTs now that that's not an auto include, DTTs is kind of your red fixing unless you're taking like I've been running a lot of Darth Vader Commander to do my dice fixing for me.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Jason's double ISD had DTTs?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, it's there. It's back.
Slicer Tools was on 5 of the day 2 lists. Now that it's like easier to use and more versatile. Let's see here. Damon already pointed out the OLPs.
Yep.
I
kind of so here's a formulated general opinion. I think the meta we saw at Worlds was the first take of everybody taking what they really thought was competitive before, looking at the changes and going, okay, I've only got 2 months, 3-ish to prepare for Worlds.
Yeah.
Because we already saw double large Radis being played before the points changes occurred. And then we got points buffs on everything. So a lot of the Empire lists, to me, look very similar to what I saw last year and what I expected to be very good. Now, I didn't see Thrawn really as much. You saw more Sloane. Jerdrod makes sense.
Gar had a lot less MM, I think. That's from Damon again.
Interesting. Okay. So the Gar lists, like, it's just a hard faction to play. And it seems like there are less people that are willing to pick up Gar to play them competitively.
Yeah, and innovate something new. I've got an idea, though. I got an idea I'm keeping in my bank. I'm bringing it Thursday.
Yeah, keep it in your bank, man. You got to be someone has to
so
tell us now on a stream.
Absolutely not.
Tell us.
No.
I think that CIS play really evolved because Damon was the flag bearer for them, right? Because a lot of other competitive players left the faction behind and started playing more Imperial. And we've had a lot of Rebel banner bearers that have played certain styles of lists and populate that style of list. Angry Ewok's an excellent example of that, because if you go play in the Atlanta area, Laugh Fuzzball will tell you that it's all people that play all a list that's very, very similar to what he plays. So there's not really a unifying banner bearer, it seems, in the game for Gar, for people to really like coalesce around. It's like a meta leader, right? So we don't seem to have someone that's really putting up the wins to get people to like innovate the meta of how we approach playing Gar.
Yeah, because the Gar lists that were doing well were the classic, heavy squad ball, Bale, Venator, and then that 4 Pelty or Lauren list. I want to say 5 victories in day 2.
A victory on day 3.
Yes. Reese's victory too. So that's big, right, for the meta.
Is wildly healthy. I think they're still the healthiest faction, even though they got nerfed. You've seen victories, ISD2s, squads, no squads. Demolisher,
Yeah.
Architans,
And
double
Damon
Infector with squads.
Damon also says I can't take credit for all CIS stuff. Skycake Joseph won a big tourney using the EWS Invincible Pros, and Truthy really pushed the CIS 134 before I stole his list last year.
Yeah.
But like, it's a cabal, right? Like, one person takes that cabal of knowledge and like flies it. And now I think we're going to see CIS players like start playing the ideas, because most of your player population are not innovators within the space. Like, they don't have the time, they don't want to. They're playing the game for fun. They're not playing multiple games of TTS a week potentially to like really practice for an event. So they're going to look at what other people do and go, "Oh wow, I never even thought of that. Let me put that in my list that I'm flying."
See,
and that's how you get the pollination of meta.
I really need to learn how to play it on TTS.
Yeah, that's like how a lot of the good players just get a ton of game time in
Yeah.
there. I also wanted to say Redemption, Projection Experts, Nebulon B made day 2. And I told you so. All right.
You're
I knew it
never
was
going to
gonna
let
be
me
good.
live that one down, huh?
I knew it was gonna be
Never?
good.
Okay.
It's amazing. I'm trying to look through squadrons right now and see if I see anything weird. Most of the squadron builds are like pretty standard. Although Nick Larson, Unskilled First Officer, did bring Kickback, which I thought was awesome. Or not Kickback, but Kit Fisto. Because he went down in points. So instead of Deltakin and Ahsoka, it was Kit Fisto, Kickback, Axe, and Deltakin. Because Kit Fisto gives out intel.
I still want to throw out the squad that I hate the most is Lando. Oh, I hate Lando.
Yeah.
Lando is so irritating.
Fair and balanced.
Yeah, Lando's hard. He's frustrating because there's nothing you can do about him. He's got 7 hull and brace tokens. Rogue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I made the mistake of in teams I played Asteroid Tactics. And
Never ever.
Oh no!
Now you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
no.
the options were not.
I tell people, like, I lay down my objectives. They see I have Lando. I cackle maniacally, and they go, "Asteroid Tactics." And then when I yeehaw them, and I get that malicious gleam in my eye, and they cry, and I go, "I told you, you knew, like, I was gonna do this."
No, I had never seen it. I had never seen it in action before, so it was a learning experience, and I take that away, and I'm just like, oh wow, okay. Oh, it hurt. It hurt bad.
Oh yeah, Lando hurts bad.
But I mean, even when I didn't do that, that was on Teams Day, so I had already run into Lando a couple of times before that, and I was just like, this is wrong. This is just absolutely, completely wrong. I mean, I don't mind the dice fixing there. It's just the simple fact of the matter that you can't re-roll it. I mean, that... Yeah, I get the timing, but it's incorrect. It is absolutely, completely incorrect.
Price sets a die to a face after you've done all your manipulation. So.
Well, I never used Price either, so I
could say shield for that.
Yeah.
I discard half of my defense tokens to do it.
Yeah, on a 7. I'm not going to argue about it.
Like, 7 hull. Okay, Mr. Interceptors, Ruthless Strategist, like Flight Controllers, Swarm Boy with your blues.
I know. Right,
okay.
And you bring in your Biggs Ball and X-Wings to protect the Lando that's in the back. It works because it works. I get it.
Yeah, it was frustrating. I won't lie on that. But then again, that's me and my inexperience facing something that I just really hadn't run up against before.
Yeah,
probably should have run up against it before, but
I'm so surprised we didn't see any Imperial Vendor 2s. I really thought that was going to be a good platform. Yeah. Shows what I know.
I was actually looking at that for my new build, but I still feel like the ISD is the way to go.
I just think you could put so many upgrades on an Imperial Ven 2
I just don't like there's. I don't think there is there a defense slot on there. I think that's where I. Okay, maybe that's.
That's why I don't get it.
Oh wait, no, there's no ion slot on there. That's what I was.
Right.
Yeah, but you can put 2 ordnance on it, and you could get LTTs with Bombard and Ruthless Strategist if you wanted. Like, you can make this thing an extreme flacker or an extreme heavy hitter. I don't know. I just feel like there's something to do there with it. I'm trying to look at day 1 if anybody even brought one.
And I've been like
seeing it.
I saw Jay Palmy's list, and I was like, "Oh, you know what? Maybe I can build a MC80 home one assault list with that actually has ECMs, so it doesn't give up ECMs to take the EWS and still have the ESDs and the PDICs and farm."
Let me get you caught up on the chat here just a little bit. Dolazine has said, yes, Kit Fisto was very effective. Damon said downsize it, had 2 copies of Rapid Reload with a Sloan Ball. The intel was great. And then Sploder, I was thinking on bringing a Ven 2.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Play it.
I feel like that's the thing. Not a single person in day 1 brought a Ven 2, which is really weird to me because it was open. So, like, not even some new player was like, I'm going to bring a Ven 2.
Oh, that's Aaron. Okay.
Not a single one.
Welcome to the show, Aaron. We were going to try to get you on the air, actually. Congratulations on how well you did, because and thank you for carrying me in the team event.
Yeah, Aaron did amazing. So proud of him representing the 13th Fleet at Worlds. He did such a good job. Especially like Aaron is like, what, he's been playing for like 6 months at this point or something. It feels short.
It's been a year.
Has it been a year? Man, time flies.
Been a year.
May 4th.
Gosh, that's a terrifying amount of time that has slipped by.
Man, Nick, we really like screwed his free time, huh?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, Damon. I think Aaron is going to Dayton this summer, so he's gonna need some more.
He's gonna need a group. Yeah.
Yeah. Playtime in.
He's loose. He's used to playing only killers that will kill, so he's perfect.
Yeah.
Hey, we got Ken with us too. Hello, Ken.
Oh, what's up, Ken? Oh my gosh, we haven't even talked about the stream yet. Iron Radio streamed all Friday, Saturday, Sunday. All the games, they're all on YouTube. Ken commentated on every single one. I had 2 breaks when Mars from Flight Casual and then John came back for the last round. Thanks again, Ken, for letting me join you to commentate on all the streams and for providing a huge service to the community. Crazy amount of work that goes into making these streams happen. People have absolutely no idea how much crap Ken does to make that happen. It's like a mountain of crap.
Yeah, it is an amazing setup. And I just want to say that, as somebody who has his degree in broadcasting and has worked in a professional television station before, he has got a top-notch setup. It is really, really, really nice.
How is the new venue? Because I've only been to the old venue, so tell me about the new place.
So good. It's so nice.
Okay.
It's huge, first off. Lots of space. The only thing I will say, Milwaukee was not prepared for all these people showing up. All the restaurants closed at like 8:00 and they're like running out of food.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Like employees were like walking out of restaurants, like not working, because it was like too much, I guess, because they didn't schedule for like what was happening. So that was pretty funny. Other than that,
Were the
though,
prices low?
no, they didn't know we were coming, so all the prices were super low. So next year, though, they're gonna definitely double those.
Interesting. Economics of like these huge gaming conventions are really interesting because there's a bunch of like secondary benefit that the whole community gets from our special hobby communities coming to a space.
And see, because I did
popular, right?
Because I did not make day 2, I actually got to see a bit more of the convention than the rest of the crew did, and I had a great time. It was the sales floor was really well organized. It was a bit smaller than I thought the sales floor was going to be, because it was sandwiched in between two gaming areas. But they did have a lot of people showing demos and everything. Got a chance to learn how to play Shatterpoint. I gotta say, I didn't like Shatterpoint. I don't know. There's something about it that was. I don't know. I feel like I would be more of a Legion player than a Shadowpoint player.
I'm gonna try and be nice. Everybody here, like if you've listened to the show, you know my opinion of AMG. I'm gonna be nice. Did you get to look at the new StarCraft wargame at all?
I did not. I saw it was there, but I didn't. I think you could have picked it up, but I don't know that they actually had a demo set up for it, or at least I didn't find it if they had it.
I don't think they had it. I
played.
Think Kravik was talking about it, but the huge bummer on it is it's not an army game; it's a hero StarCraft game, which is a giant bummer. Because if you let me build a bunch of my little Zerglings to push across the board, I'd be all over it. But I don't want to do a hero. No thanks.
I played Heroescape while I was there, and cool. I have to say that I really, really like the way that game is set up, because it's really simple to pick up, and with all of the different pieces that are available for play and everything, you can just build your strategy, and the basics of it are so simple to pick up that it's more a matter of getting to customize your force than anything else.
Yeah. It's so casual and fast.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, which is kind of fun, I think. All right, well, you won this one. Let's set up for another one. It's not like Armada where you make a mistake in, the first round of the game, and then, you're going to have a real bad next 2 hours.
I can speak to that.
Yeah.
As a person who's been wargaming since I was in high school, going to Adepticon has been a really, really special experience for the last 2 years. And I'm legitimately disappointed that I didn't get to see you, Ken. I didn't get to see you, Mars. I didn't get to see you, Damon. I didn't get to enjoy Golden Demon and the Vendor Hall and the Titan Walk and all the staples of Adepticon. Because my first Adepticon was in 2015 or something, and me and 3 other friends, we drove up there to play the Warhammer 40k doubles event, which is a very narrative event. And that venue and the fact that it's the biggest wargaming convention on the planet for me, who's been in this hobby, playing historical war games, playing 40k, playing Armada, it's magical.
And Ken said
there's an energy, right, of being around all these people that share this hobby with you, and it's not like oh look, it's the weirdos. And it's also not Gen Con, because Gen Con is just so absolutely massive, and there's so many different hobbies and so many different styles.
There's almost too much going on.
And
Ken, next year I'm dragging you and Reuben kicking and screaming.
Ken said we missed you too, Reuben.
I needed my boss to boss the roadie around, man. I missed you, bro.
I know. I'm dragging you next time.
It was absolutely great. Absolutely great meeting all the different players. And again, I remind everybody that I have the memory of a goldfish. So if I don't remember you by name, it's not that I don't care. It's just old man. Okay.
What was it? Speaking of names, I think Lego Brains on Discord, he had a damage deck, and he was having as many people and personalities at Worlds signing each one of his damage deck cards, which was really cool. I wanted to sign Projector Misaligned, but it was already taken, so I took the one that's faulty countermeasures, you cannot spend exhausted defense tokens.
And Damon can confirm that it was Lego Brains.
Yes. Let's see what else. I wanted to say Armada and X-Wing had more players combined than Legion, Shatterpoint, and MCP put together.
Yeah, I saw that on the Discord.
Get riggedy wrecked, okay?
Yeah.
What else? Some stats from... there was a former Armada and X-Wing dev in the X-Wing tournament playing his, the game they made. I think the judges said a couple developers stopped by and talked to them that worked on some of the last waves of Armada. Mm-hmm. That was cool. I gotta start renting stuff down. It's a good thing we're doing this right now because everything's like pretty fresh. But
Yeah. It's nice to be able to do the show the night after.
yeah. But yeah, there's I think what's our Armada Matt? I think he'll probably put together some sweet stats, hopefully, of things. I think he's our stat guy in the community. But there's so much like stuff to go over as I keep looking through all these lists.
Oh yeah, I mean,
it was like 150 players, right?
We could probably
47.
147.
Yeah.
We could probably do the next show on Adepticon too, and actually at that point have all stats and everything together for it.
I know.
I think this is more. I think this is more just about experience and things that we have learned and the good time that we had.
So good. But yeah, like us and the TOs from around everywhere was like talking about like how excited they were to start playing again, and like doing like the Utah Open and like the Texas Open and all the big events that we've been doing for years. Like we're still making plans to keep doing them this year. So,
are we going to run an event?
We got to. Yeah.
I feel like it.
We gotta do the Kentucky Open.
Sure.
I know we want to do a competitive 400, but I also want to organize a sector fleet. At least just do that. I know I've been saying it forever, but this summer, like I have time. I just want to organize.
I feel like Damon told me they were trying to do a sector fleet at Thunder Forge.
I thought I seem to recall.
Yeah.
I seem to recall that this next month's event was supposed to be sector fleet, but I may be wrong. I think that's what they were saying when we were up there earlier this month.
Is Damon gone? Is he still in chat?
No, he's still in chat. He just said never enough sector fleet.
Yeah, I want to play 600 point guard.
I would play only sector fleet.
We've got. I know the Rocky Top. No, it's Rocky Top. Rocky Top Open is a wargaming event that's in Tennessee, I believe. I think they do Legion and Warhammer. And we have a strong 40K like tournament circuit here that some of my friends we do events for. So like the same place we had the Last Chance Open, which I think is like getting lucky in Kentucky. Last Chance Open is definitely our brand considering what we produce, right?
Let me throw a couple messages out here. First off, Ken said 147 players in Worlds, plus at least 10 players doing Sector Fleet. I'll have to review the registration lists and get you a full count. Stay tuned to Command Stack. So yes, definitely take a look at Ion Radio, watch the Command Stack, and you're going to get some more detailed information than what we have for you right now. And then Damon, we're working on what time. I keep pushing for Sector Fleet, but people actually wanted Worlds practice.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
But now everyone's gonna be excited about 400 points again. So I don't know. We'll see.
The American Team Championship is the largest Warhammer 40K teams event in the U.S. and it's held in Chattanooga, Tennessee. So we are extremely close, and they did not have Teams Armada this year, and they've had it in previous years.
No, we had Teams Armada on day 3. Oh, you mean at Chattanooga?
At the ATC.
Oh,
so
I wonder how much it would cost if they'd let us just come if we sold tickets.
So, like, if we can figure something out about that, like, I think,
Is there time for that? Isn't that like July?
I'm just like, this is me.
Future.
Look, so like, is
this Rocky Top is not
AMG
correct.
Season of Armada is done, right? So we don't have them doing the tournaments for us, right? So if we want to be as a community, if we want to be at these major institutional American wargaming events, like we as a community have to schedule it and have the TOs and have the people and have the energy. Because
I was talking to Jay. I was talking to Jay Major, who is the guy that runs events out of the Columbus Convention Center. He runs HeroClix primarily, but he's the guy that does things. He's part of the ownership group of the comic shop there in the Columbus Convention Center, and I had mentioned to him about the possibility of trying to, and I also talked to Ken about the possibility of trying to do an event at Origins, which I think would be a fantastic space for us, and I
It's
may
also
continue.
close to a lot of communities.
Yeah, and I may be able to, just because they're already in the convention center, they have an easier time getting space for Origins, so I may try to hit him up for some more information on that. But we are coming close to the end of the show, so before we get into the new name for Thursday Night Armada, I wanted to give everybody a chance to give some final thoughts or comments about what they know about Adepticon this year. We'll go ahead and start with Nick, because I know Nick was kind of a little bit worried there.
My overall impressions, I'm not surprised by the Imperialists. A lot of the Imperial players were playing pretty much a lot of the same stuff, which I expected because our points didn't change. Like we didn't get a lot of changes in the points update. Some upgrades got cheaper, sure, but the lists were still solid. So I think we had like 4 Imperial players in top 8, or 3 Imperials.
It was only three Empire.
Okay.
3 Empire. So, hey, we've had a long run of being the most popular faction. I'm really excited to see all the other factions kind of getting their slice of the pie.
Well, you did win.
We did win. We did win.
Your pocket. Okay.
We did win.
Now I don't have to hear it from Garrett anymore. How
We did win.
Oh, Rebels always win worlds.
So what are your
Second and
thoughts?
third were, yeah.
What are your thoughts, Reuben?
Man, I fucking missed all of you. Like all the guys in the chat, Mars, Damon, Ken. I fucking missed you guys. I didn't think I would feel it that much because, you see somebody once a year or a couple of times a year. But my shared passion for competition and this community, I fucking missed it. And I missed Adepticon because I love that space. I love that venue. I love the story. I love the fire. The iron sharpens iron. Like, everybody that's around me when I'm like really coaching and training, they hear it from me a lot. Iron sharpens iron. And I miss the boss battles, right? I miss playing that game, coming up to the table, knowing the person, going, oh fuck, it's X guy. Now I have to pull up the big boy pants. We're gonna fight. And like I love to fight, and I miss it.
Well, you're coming next year if we can have it. We have not got the official confirmation or anything yet. We got to wait to see if Adepticon has anything planned for us. So we had so many players come, though. I'm really hopeful. I'm sure Ken and Ion Radio will be the first to let anybody know because I know they have the best relationship. So the only thing I can say is I feel good about it with how many players we had. Also, everybody coming to tournaments. Damon and I put our tickets together, and we got tons of dice that we're gonna give out for big prizes and events.
First off, I want to throw out, Damon said, I played 10 plus people I'd never played before. Playing in person is awesome. Missed you too, Reuben. And Ken threw out, spoiler for 13th Fleet. I am talking with Adepticon. Stay tuned.
Yes,
there we go.
That's a good sign. Also, look at this. Look at this. I have 2 of these bricks of alt art cards that I got from Chris in the UK.
Hell yeah.
2 of the, I think it's I have almost 1,000 cards, and we've got ship titles. All of these cards are also double-sided. Ship cards, all the squadrons. Or not ship cards, I'm sorry, ship titles. All the squadrons.
Yeah.
Officers, admirals, such good art, and he does an amazing job. And I didn't get ship cards because so many other people got ship cards, like other TOs and stuff, so that we'd have something special to give out instead of just like another Star Destroyer card. So stuff is in here, like,
Also, Ken is going to be in Louisville in May. Hope to get a few games in with you guys. I am actually, we had discussed the possibility of heading to Miso's for Thursday Night Armada while Ken is in Louisville. And
okay, Ken, I'm going to pitch you something. I pitched it to Adrian too. Garrett and I pitched it to Adrian. So like, we got a lot of land here. There's a lot of nice houses. Let me tell you, it's real cheap to live here. So good job. Like, also Lexington, center of healthcare for all of the state. So if John wants to pack up the old family and still stay in their careers and come on down to the old bluegrass.
Yeah, we got UK healthcare. All right, it's a good hospital.
We also have one of the 10 best VAs in the country. So
yeah,
just throwing that out there. But my final thoughts actually, Garrett, you didn't have a chance for your final thoughts.
I don't know. I've shared enough.
Okay.
I want to say thanks for everybody coming in the chat, Damon, Ken, and everybody.
Yeah, this has been the best chat we have had, so thank you guys. Really appreciate that. I also want to thank everybody who played against me. I know it took a little bit of patience because there are times when I was like, what? How did you do that? Explain that to me. Let's run that back. But everybody that I got to play against was great. Had an absolutely fantastic time. I'm still collecting my ego, but that's okay.
So much learning.
Yeah, definitely so much learning. Yes, Mars, you did miss the party, but you'll have to catch the replay on YouTube. But thank you for being on my team. I appreciate that. You're one of the people who carried me on Sunday. So the last thing that we want to touch on before we call it a night, we have had the contest going on to rename Thursday Night Armada. Been really excited about that. Had some really, really interesting suggestions that came through. You're at LAX waiting for your flight. Wow, you're not even home yet.
Oh,
man. But yeah. So the way that we were going to do this, we compiled all the entries, and then each one of us picked a name that we liked, and these 4 names are going to be the names that people will get to vote on. I'll put the poll up tomorrow so that you guys can vote on which name you like. We're going to go in the order that we picked them. I went ahead and went first because I wanted to make sure to get my choice in there. I chose Aggressive Negotiations. So Reuben was the next one that got a chance to choose. So what was your choice?
Stay on target. Stay on target. You've heard me say it on the stream many a time when I'm rolling my X-Wing red dice. Love it.
Up next, Nick got to choose next.
Yeah, so I like Sector Standoff. Just a little alliteration. It's a good, snappy title. And not much else to say.
All right, and the only reason that Garrett went last was because, we were worried that Garrett was still asleep.
I did sleep a lot after I got home.
Yeah. Oh, so what was your choice?
I like Mid-Rim Mayhem. That's my favorite one. I saw that one come up, and I was like, oh, that's the one I'm picking.
All right, so the choices that you are going to have when I put the poll up tomorrow: Aggressive Negotiations, Stay on Target, Sector Standoff, and Mid-Rim Mayhem. So
where's the poll
Chris?
going?
If I can figure out how to do it on Discord, I'm going to do it on Discord because it seems like we've got a lot more traffic going through there than we do on Facebook. If I can't figure it out, then I'll put a link on Discord to the Facebook poll.
And Chris, can we give a shout out, just an honorable mention to whoever suggested the name Team Tater Tantrums? I do love that title.
I have never thrown a tantrum. First off, all right.
I know you have
The
it,
only
but
person that throws tantrums
Get outta
is
here.
me.
Yeah,
Like, I'm the tantrum
guy.
thrower.
I know, but it's.
It was going. No, it was pretty funny Spud ones. I was like,
Yeah,
we can't pick these Spud ones, guys.
I
These
know.
are
I was
funny,
like, we can't do the potato stuff, but it's really funny.
I mean, we could do
And if
Ruben's
anybody wants
Rage,
to
but,
start
you know.
a podcast, Plastic to Plastic. It's just an excellent title.
Yes.
Yeah. I feel like I'm going to use that. I'll have to look
There
back.
were several of these titles I was really mulling over in my head. So,
But
Love it.
with that, I am going to say goodnight to you guys, and then we will go ahead and I'll do a closeout. But thank you guys for being on tonight.
yeah. Anytime, Chris.
Long live Armada.
All right, good night. Okay, so with that, we're going to call it a night here. Thank you for joining us for the show. We really, really appreciate that you joined us tonight. We had a really, really active chat, so I love to see that. I hope we can see that more often. But again, I want to remind you there's not going to be a Thursday Night Armada this week. My work schedule is not going to allow for that. So it's going to be next week before we get Thursday Night Armada. Should on Sunday have our Star Wars Old Republic session going. And Monday is not a night for the after action report. It'll be following week. Looking to maybe do some stat talk as far as Worlds is concerned. So hopefully you guys are up for that. Hopefully you can join that. It was great to meet you too, Ken. I absolutely loved the chance to meet not only you, but everybody that... I mean, just such a fantastic player base, and I'm really, really pleased to be a part of it. So thank you guys for accepting me in that group, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful night.